Feng Chung, and I'm here to show you how to trade using rooms, floors, and ceilings. Okay, the first thing you want to do is you want to know the trend. And to help me know the trend, I use these MAs over here, right? So once I know the trend, and this is telling me it's an uptrend, plus this head and shoulders, that's another sign of an uptrend. But my moving averages are telling me it's an uptrend. Once the 5 crosses above the 7, that's this blue one crossing above the red, that's an uptrend. Once the 7 crosses above the 5, then that's a downtrend, right? So right now we got the blue crossing above the red, telling me that's an uptrend, plus this head and shoulders is telling me uptrend, right? And also this was the neckline. So this right here, neckline of the head and shoulders. So right now, if price was to come down on 2 here, it would be a buy, right? You want to know where the buy is, right at this neckline, right? So let's show how to trade using rooms. The way you trade using rooms is you begin with the higher time frame, the highest. Begin with the highest time frame. You grab this rectangle right here and you create yourself a room at the wick. Most of the time it's the wick. It's not all the time the wick, but what you really want to examine is this entire candle. So you can put a block around the entire candle. But I've already examined this entire candle, and yeah, I find that for this candle, the wick is where the room is. You know, this is the best place for where to find the floor. So I'm just going to mark the wick, right? And it's typically the wick that I will mark, but I would examine the entire candle. And the candle that you want to examine is the one before it, before the candle that is now. So the previous candle, especially on the higher time frame. And what you are looking for, because you're saying this is an uptrend, what you're also saying is this candle got a high low, this candle has a higher low than that candle, this candle has a higher low than that candle. So what you're saying is even if price was to come down, most likely it will create a higher low. It might not come down here. You know, that's why I have my eyes here. So once you have your room, then you want to go down to the lower time frame, right? So now we go down to the weekly. And what we're looking for is a floor. And if you don't know what a floor or a ceiling is, then we have old videos that you can look at, and it will also be helpful if you were to watch them anyway, because they will give you other information. Right now, I'm just looking for rooms, floors, and ceilings, and really I want to teach how to incorporate rooms into floors and ceilings. So you would have to know what a room, floor and ceiling is. So I have my room here. I'm still looking at this area, and I have not found my floor yet. Remember, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. So I head down to my daily, and what do we have here? Within this box, you see, within this room right here, there's a floor, and that floor is right here, right? 2 to the left, 2 to the right. So what this is telling me is this is a really great place to buy, right? But let's go even further, because this floor does not completely satisfy me. And the reason why I say that is because price intersects it right here, right at this wick. So let's just go down to 4 hour and let's see what I'm talking about to get an even more precise trade, right? Precision. So when I go down to the 4 hour, I can actually move right here. I got 2 to the left, 2 to the right, and there's nothing that has already hit it. This is a fresh floor right here, right? So that's how I found that floor. But is that the answer? Is that where to take the trade? That's a possibility, right? So you want to leave that there. What you want to do now is figure out how price is going to come down, and there's no difference really from finding the floor and finding the ceiling. What you want to do is, as you see price coming up, what you want to do is examine every single candle it encounters to the left of it. So as price, say when price was here, you want to examine this candle. When price was here, you're still examining this candle. Until it breaks it, now you're examining this candle. And as price keeps going and it comes up here, then you examine this candle. Price comes right here, then you examine this candles. And I'm saying as far as ceilings, you get what I'm saying? You're looking to the left for your ceilings, but you're looking right underneath the belly of the beast for your floors. So your ceilings exist on the back and your floors exist on the belly, the front. What is this? Okay, so I found a floor, a possible floor, right? And I can go even further, even deeper by finding rooms on the weekly time frame. But first, let's look at the monthly. This is a possible floor. So what I want to do next is, you see price right here, right? Price, what 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 does price have to encounter next? Is this candle. Price is encountering this candle, right? It has to deal with it. So how will it break it, or will this bring price lower? That's what you have to ask yourself. And now that I have this candle marked, I can then go down to the weekly time frame and examine it. See if there's anything, something like fresh. You know, you're looking for a fresh ceiling. If it's fresh, then more than likely it's tradable, right? There's a sell there. So the first thing I want to do is find floors and ceilings, right? So what I see right here, first thing I'm doing is finding that ceiling. So here is my ceiling, right? 2 to the left, 2 to the right, in a downtrend. That's how you find ceilings. Downtrend, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. That peak candle has 2 candles to the left of it, 2 candles to the right of it. Peak candle, 2 candles to the left of it, 2 candles to the right of it. Peak candle, 2 candles to the left of it, 2 candles to the right of it. That's how you find ceilings, you know, and floors is the opposite. So, as you can see, I marked that out, but I also want to look at the 4-hour time frame to see if there's any more specifics, you know, anything that the eye may miss using the daily. So, what do I get? Perfection. This looks like a perfect ceiling. So, come back to price, and lo and behold, what it's showing me is price may run into this ceiling. And when it runs into it, it may come lower. But we want to find the actual floor to take price higher. This is a possibility, but if there's a floor before it, that floor might take it higher. You know, so go back to your monthly. You're solving the puzzle. That's what's going on. Go back to the monthly, right? And this box, I can actually just bring up here at the wick, because this is where I have found my ceiling. It's not even contained within the body. It's contained, once again, like I said, at the wick. That's my favorite part to find floors and ceilings. You know, so this room right here contains a ceiling, and this room right here contains a floor so far, right? And notice I have not yet marked this as a potential floor. I can, because price is well above it and the month is almost over. So, you know, I may just do that. Yeah, so take this, and I'm just gonna mark there and go down to the weekly. So this tells me that really and truly I could just mark this candle. You notice the previous candle. I marked it right here, right? But the week is going to open up and a new candle is going to be created, and this will be the previous candle. But let's just examine this one for now, right? Examine here, and what? Didn't even have to look far. Floor, right? That's a floor. That's a floor. That's a fresh floor. So price will have to deal with this. It may not come down here. Price may just come here. After bouncing up here, price come down here, create a double bottom, bring price higher, right? That's what I'm seeing. And then we can also, let's leave that there. We can also put one right here. You know, I typically do it at the wick, but you can examine the entire candle for certainty. But this is how I'm showing it here in this example. So we're at the weekly, right? And price closed right here. So when it opens up, what will happen next? Okay, now we have a buy right here, a buy right here, and we're gonna have this buy before this buy. So this buy might not even happen. But let's examine this block right here. And I'm gonna just delete this for now because the floors, these are the strongest possible places you can buy at, you know. And you can also buy the order block itself, you know, the room order block. I'm calling it rooms. Sometimes I'm gonna call it order block, but these are rooms, right? And I want to go to the lower time frame, and that, okay. Let's go back to the daily real quick. Yes, all right. So I don't see nothing there. Yes, here. So you see I'm at the bottom of this wick. Go down to the 4-hour. Boom. What do I have? Fresh floor. Is that not? Is that not a fresh floor? That looks fresh to me, right? And let's go back to the daily because there's another one happening. If you look right here, here go another one. Right at the wick, right? On the daily time frame. And notice I've scaled my way down, lower time frame, and now I'm on the 4-hour, right? Two to left, two to right. Here go another floor. So there are plenty of floors. If you're watching, there are plenty of floors. There's even a floor right here on the 4-hour, right? Let's see what happens here. Let's see when we go down to the even lower. Go down lower until it just looks like a fresh floor. All right, 5 minutes, right? So look what we got here, fresh floor. What I'm looking at now is price is going to come down here. Price may come down here, right? And when it does, this, and notice, you see what this order block has done? It has held this. It has held this weight, you know. And what I notice is price to come down here, and then go up here. This is what I'm seeing. Go up here. This knocks it down, possibly to here, and takes it higher. You know, and rooms, floors, and ceiling. That's how you do it.